All right, you guys, welcome to my second rendition of 10-minute talks with Hannah. Just have a few more thoughts that I want to bring to you today. And the very first one is don't complain to your husband about Beachbody. So I don't know about you guys. Richard, I love him to death, but he was not the biggest fan of Beachbody to start. He didn't like the whole idea of MLMs, and most guys aren't, because if they were, they would probably be doing them instead of a normal job. And so what we have to remember is our hubbies want to protect us. They don't want us to get hurt, and they're just wary of anything that could hurt us. And this is something that there's a lot of stigmas around. And if we're complaining to them, and that's all we're doing, especially is complaining about maybe goals we're missing, how we're nervous about things, whatever it might be, they're just getting the negative and they're not getting the positive of what this is bringing to our lives. Even if we're like telling them that, they're going to listen more to the things that they feel like they can fix, and their fix is going to be to quit. So if you need to complain to anyone, you can complain to me or someone else on the team. Okay. Obviously, there will be frustrations that you're going to have, whether it's, I don't know, with a goal missed or someone returned to Shakeology or Success Club points. Like, I don't know what it is, but I would suggest not complaining to him because we want them to stay as on board as possible. Obviously, don't hide things, don't lie, but you can complain to them about other things in your life, but don't let Beachbody be one of them. Next up, tips to hit Success Club. So I'm just going to like bust through these. But my number one tip, have something specific to invite to with a start and end date. I think the biggest mistake that we can make is reach out to people and just give them this big, like, hey, do you want to do this with me? They're like, what is this? That's so big and broad. And they automatically assume you mean like posting to social media and all that stuff. And they're like, no, I don't want that. And even if you are inviting to coaching specifically, it's so much more than that. But what I would do is have a group that you're going to run. It doesn't have to be anything crazy or fancy, just something that you yourself are going to do in 2 or 3 weeks. Have that start date. So that gives you time to talk to people and say, hey, I'm going to be having this 3-week little challenge with some friends. You don't have to call it a boot camp. You don't have to set yourself up as like a personal trainer because you're not. Just like little challenge that I need this and I wasn't sure if you could need this too, blah, 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 blah. Obviously, they'll get started with a starter kit because it's absolutely the best deal, but you don't have to make it about everything they get in the starter kit. It could just be about moving your bodies, following a specific workout program for those 3 weeks. Okay. Be consistent. This is not only with your own health and fitness, but sharing it. Okay. That is where people fall off, is either they're not going to stick to, as coaches, you're not sticking to the nutrition and the workouts. You're not actually getting results. But if you're not doing that yourselves, you're definitely not sharing it on social media consistently, which means people aren't seeing it. And if they see you or think that you're being a roller coaster, how can they trust you when you say to do this with you, right? Like, how can they trust that you're going to show up for them? And note that the work you put in now, I don't know if it's an exact science. Well, actually, no, it's not an exact science, but I've heard that you're going to see the results 3 months from now. So just because you do something right now for a week and aren't having a bunch of people join you, you got to do it for a lot longer than that. Okay. Ask for referrals from friends. This is a great way. If someone's having a great experience and they don't want to coach themselves, ask them for a referral. You never know if they're going to have some people in mind that they can send your way. Make your own launch and make it a big deal. Just because you're not doing right now, Lift More is the current launch. You don't have to make that. Like, no one outside of the Beachbody world knows when things come out. Heck, if you want to do 21-day fix and say they now have a new 21-day fix where it's real time and make it a big deal, awesome. Do that. You don't have to go on Beachbody's calendar. They just have these launches in case you need something, which is awesome of them. But do what you want to do. Use the promo code you have or your own incentives. So if you didn't realize, right now as I'm making this, it is August 2022, and you have a personalized code. It is your name, TSP, then the number 20, that gets anyone $20 off a starter kit or a total solution pack, whatever you want to call it. It's up to you of when you want to use this and how you want to word it, but you can always also give other incentives, whether that's additional, like a gift card back, or if you want to give them a prize, whether that's maybe like a personal development book or a pack of headbands or samples of Energize, whatever it is. And you can make it for like the first 3 people, the next person, whatever. It's on you. I always just make sure that I do this if they purchase a starter kit, because that means that you will be getting a commission. Um, and so that when you're paying out of your commission, not just out of your own pocket. Huge one. To hit Success Club, you need to talk about and show the value in what people are getting. Because if you're getting a bunch of price objections, that's because people just don't understand the incredible value that is a starter kit. Okay. Because right now, with that $20 off promo code, you can get them everything for $140. That's insane for a year of workouts, nutrition, and a month of supplements. Like, you cannot beat that. Don't say no for anyone. I think we often will assume like, oh, this person already does this or would never want to blank. Just ask them. They can say no and you move on, but at least the seed was planted and you did your part. And with that, the magic is in the follow-up. I was asked today, how often and for how long do I follow up with people? And my answer is pretty much until they ask me to stop. I'm not the type of person who's going to follow up every single month, because to me, if someone did that to me, I would be really annoyed and I'd be like, stop this. But if someone were to follow up with me every 6 months to a year, I would actually be like, I am far more likely to like purchase whatever it is you're selling because you thought of me and because you actually care enough to follow up. Not just care about me, but also care enough about your product and think it's worth it to reach out again. And no, along with that, it's not just like ask until they say yes, but people's lives and situations change, both with their finances and with where they're at. Maybe they used to love going to the gym, but now something happened. Maybe they had a kid or something else to where getting to the gym isn't an option anymore and they need something else. So follow up with them. Keep track of Beachbody On Demand renewals. If you've already been doing this for a full year, this is money. It's how I hit Success Club most of the time. Is every Monday I actually am checking, and at the very least do it once a month, and check whose subscriptions are about to renew. And especially now that they've raised the price to Beachbody On Demand for a year is $120. Might as well upgrade for just $20 more to get a month of supplements, because that's an insane deal. So follow up with those people. And finally, reach out to your coach or to me if you're getting to a place where people are dropping off in conversations. If you feel like you're getting stuck, it might just be that some wording needs to be tweaked a little bit, or maybe some of the information that you're sending them, we can come up with a better way to do it. Because if people keep getting like ignoring you or saying no at a certain point, let's tweak it to make it so that they're more likely to say yes. Next, you don't have to be perfect in your stories. I have this up because I did like a fun who is older as a shout out. And I accidentally put that I'm older. I'm not older. My sister is older. And pretty much everyone knows that. Like, only one person actually thought I was older. And when someone reached out, it's like, what? I thought you were older. I was like, oh my goodness, I totally messed up. Should I like go back and delete it? Oh, and this can be the same when you're tripping over words in your stories, whatever. You don't have to be perfect. And I actually got so many more comments when people were like, wait a second, I thought you were older. And actually on the next slide of this, I was like, mom brain moment, blah, blah, and explained it. But then a lot of people, like I said, like responded to that. And so it was great. You don't have to be perfect ever, but especially in your stories, you're just showing them behind the scenes of your life. It doesn't have to be polished. And finally, I just kind of wanted to show you this. I haven't added to it. This is something I just made this week, but figured I'd show you some of the weekly activities. So like I said, on Mondays, I message subscription orders. That's when I check them to see what's coming up. This is also if someone's like first HD order of the supplements is about to go through in the next week, I'll reach out to them to remind them to either cancel, or if they want more right away, we should get them signed up as a preferred customer so they can get a discount. Or if they're not sure and they just need more time, to push out the order. Okay. They really appreciate that, because no one wants it to go through. Even if you told them at the very beginning, like, hey, in a month it's going to go through, you should be reminding them the week before that their stuff goes through. So I check that once a week. On Mondays, I also make weekly Canva graphics for my team or anything else that I need. In my team page, my goal is to do a homework or a training or something each Monday. And then know that there's also the National Wake Up Call that's on Facebook that corporate puts on. And if you're on my team, our upline is Team Boss Babes. They're very business specific calls, but those are at 7 p.m. and everyone is welcome to them. On Tuesdays, I like to check inactive status, because you can see in red, it's going to be projected people who will be inactive on Thursday unless they get an order in. So I like to check those and make sure people know. Wednesdays in our team page, we do our weekly wins. On Thursday, I like to check to see if there's any rank advancements so I can shout them out. And I update my own cash flow chart that I have within Excel. I like to keep track of all of my expenses and all the money that I'm bringing in, just so that I have it. And also for the expenses, it's way easier to like be doing it week by week, because then I can write off things when it comes tax time. On Friday in the team page, we have a prompt. And then for those who are star diamonds, there's a best of the best call. Those are some of my favorite calls. And it's just like an extra incentive for you to get to star diamond so that you can be part of those. And then daily, obviously, is just kind of the normal things. I do my workout, I drink my shake, I have my quiet time, and I do some personal development. I make sure I keep my priorities straight, and I try to be the best version of myself. If nothing else, those daily things are the core. And along with that, I show what I'm doing on social media. Because like I said earlier, you can't be doing this. People won't trust you. No idea how long this was, but those were my tips for right now. Reach out if you have any questions. All right. Bye, guys.